Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about two of Salem's most notorious, scheming, and fiercely independent women being pushed to the absolute brink. That's right. Spoilers are strongly hinting that Kristen DiMera and Gwen Rizczech are about to become the most unholy, unstoppable alliance this show has ever seen. They are going to team up to absolutely obliterate EJ DiMera in a do-or-die survival situation. And honestly, I am living for this. Let's be real for a second. These two women have despised each other for years, mostly over Xander Cook, but extreme circumstances make for the most incredible soap opera alliances. But to understand how we are getting to this epic team-up, we have to look at the spectacular, embarrassing downfall of EJ DiMera. I mean, wow. I think this current move by EJ is a huge mistake because he is acting like a cornered rat, not a calculated mastermind. EJ has completely lost control of the hospital. Kayla Johnson effectively kicked him to the curb, and to add insult to massive injury, his multi-million-dollar investment into Dr. Rolf's Versavix serum has completely collapsed. Lexie is relapsing, the science is failing, and EJ's empire is crumbling. And who swooped in to deliver the final humiliating blow? Gwen Rizczech. She outmaneuvered him and scored a massive victory with a hospital buyout offer. EJ's fragile ego simply cannot handle being beaten by a woman he views as a peasant. And because EJ is spiraling, he is making incredibly sloppy, desperate moves. We recently saw Rita Leslie slipping EJ a shady little envelope. It looked like it could have held a key, but nope. It was a stash of Coriseal pills, the very same tainted drugs that have been causing absolute havoc and death in Salem. And what does EJ do with them? He plants them in teenager Holly Jonas's bag. Are you kidding me? Tate Black ended up finding those pills, and now Holly's life is turning into a nightmare. A lot of fans think EJ is just being a classic villain here, but I actually think this proves he is losing his mind. Stefano DiMera, the great Phoenix, would never be this sloppy. Stefano played chess. EJ is out here playing checkers and framing teenagers to cover his own tracks. It is pathetic. And it is exactly why his downfall is going to be so satisfying. But here's the kicker. The moment that made my jaw hit the floor, just when Gwen was celebrating her massive corporate victory over EJ, the unthinkable happens. Someone sneaks up right behind her, covers her mouth with a rag, and violently kidnaps her. Boom. Just like that. Her victory is snatched away in the blink of an eye. The scene was chilling, perfectly executed, and clearly a premeditated hit. EJ is obviously clearing the board of his enemies. He can't beat Gwen in the boardroom, so he is resorting to brute force. Classic, desperate DiMera playbook. However, EJ is underestimating Gwen in a massive way. And this brings me to a brilliant little detail the writers slipped in earlier this week. We saw Gwen spending a significant amount of time with Tate Black, taking self-defense classes. Now, you guys know how soap operas work. They do not waste precious screen time teaching a character self-defense unless that character is going to use those skills to kick some serious butt. If Gwen's kidnapper thinks she is just going to be a weeping damsel in distress, they are in for a brutal awakening. I fully predict that Gwen is going to fight back, and it is going to be glorious. She has survived too much trauma to just roll over and play victim now. So, where is Gwen being taken? Well, the spoilers point to a very familiar, very sinister location. A remote DiMera island. Oh, yes. We are going back to the island trope, and I am so here for it. Do you guys remember the iconic Meliswen Island storyline from 2004? The DiMeras love nothing more than banishing their enemies to secret, uncharted islands. It is a staple of the show's lore. EJ thinks he can just ship his problems away and leave them to rot. He plans to send Gwen there, but she is not going to be alone, because EJ's other major target is his own sister, Kristen DiMera. EJ is furious that Kristen targeted his daughter, Sydney, and he has orchestrated a plot to have Kristen snatched off the streets and banished to this exact same remote island for the rest of her life. He wants her gone, completely erased from Salem. But EJ made one fatal miscalculation. He doesn't know that Lexie Carver, in her final, tragic days, actually warned Kristen about EJ's island plan. Lexie tipped her off. This changes absolutely everything. Because Kristen knows the plan, she has the ultimate upper hand. Kristen DiMera does not get played. She plays everybody else. If she knows EJ is coming for her, she is going to let herself be taken, or she is going to orchestrate a counter ambush. Either way, Kristen is going to end up on that island, and she is going to find Gwen Rizczech there. Imagine the absolute shock on both of their faces. These two women, who have essentially been sworn enemies, suddenly trapped in a DiMera prison together. Let's unpack the psychology of this potential alliance, because it is fascinating. Gwen has always been the underdog. She has severe bullgat, and she constantly self-sabotages her relationships, especially with Xander. Kristen, on the other hand, is a full-blown, unapologetic psychopath who demands absolute loyalty. They have clashed viciously over Xander in the past. But out on that island, Xander doesn't matter. Survival matters. Gwen is scrappy, street smart, and newly trained in self-defense. Kristen has the insider knowledge of the DiMera empire, the security codes, and the ruthless killer instinct. Together, they are the ultimate weapon. I predict that we are going to see a total shift in Gwen's character. Being mentored in villainy by Kristen DiMera could be exactly what Gwen needs to stop being a victim and start being a true powerhouse. Kristen will respect Gwen's grit, and Gwen will realize that playing by the rules gets you nowhere in Salem. They are going to bond over their shared hatred for EJ, and they are going to formulate a master plan to escape that island and absolutely destroy him. When these two women finally make it back to Salem, EJ's not going to know what hit him. He thinks he is untouchable right now. He thinks he has successfully buried his secrets, framed Holly, and disposed of his rivals. But he is literally creating the architects of his own demise. I genuinely believe this island storyline is going to be the catalyst for the complete collapse of EJ's current reign of terror. Kristen will want her revenge for him trying to banish her, and Gwen will want her hospital back, along with EJ's head on a silver platter. I am so incredibly hyped for this storyline. The dynamic between Stacey Hyduck and Emily O'Brien is going to be pure television gold. The snark, the tension, the eventual respect is going to be a masterclass in soap opera acting. EJ better sleep with one eye open, because hell hath no fury like two Salem women scorned and stranded on a desert island. What do you guys think? Are you as excited for this Kristen and Gwen team up as I am? Do you think Gwen is going to use those self-defense moves to break out? And how do you think EJ is going to react when his two biggest headaches come marching back into Salem? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below. because I love reading what you guys come up with. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video for more explosive Salem updates.